Yes, among others. It is going to be mainly us, though. Good morning, Anders. How are you feeling today?
Feel pretty good. Yeah. Surprisingly, got up, pretty early this morning. But,
pretty early.
We walked to the studio. It was nighttime out still, but
it's true.
It's pretty good.
We've got to catch up. There's been a new patch, which we will be playing on today as well. Yeah. I'm sure you didn't get a chance to really read the notes. Only got launched a couple of hours ago. But it seems like there's some real positive movements in the CS2 space. And that's enough of us. And I'm about to get into this game as the analyst broke down. It seems like a very one-sided affair here. I'm not familiar with many of the Wings Up players. I maybe recognize one or two of these names, Anders. Child King, interested to see what he brings to the table today as we would get into Inferno, a rare map to see these days for some reason. No one wants to play Inferno, but this is a best of one and the opening game of Group B, ladies and gentlemen. MOUZ Sports goes without saying the absolute heavy favorites here, and we'll see what Wings Up can do. Maybe a few players can make a name for themselves, and we'll continue to follow that thread as the pistol continues here. It's going to be Exertion to open things up. A kill from Flying, though, and it's going to be the mid assault coming in from MOUZ Sports, but they are finding a lot of headshots en route.
Yeah, good shot for the USP, but a little bit too much, unfortunately. Exertion coming in with an overpowering Glock, 3 kills to match the 2 from the USP. Will put them in a 2-3 advantage here as the bomb is planted in the meantime. Child King and Merrick coming in. The smokes just keep going up. They're actually from the CT side, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if it's going to help them all that much. They don't have a kit right now, and unless they can find a headshot in the next 5 seconds, it's not even going to get close here. It's Torsha picking up a shot, and that leaves Child King alone. It's Exertion with 4 kills to start this off with. It's a brilliant start for MOUZ.
Yeah, you couldn't really ask for much more there. 3 players surviving, a pretty standard A execution, a smoke down towards Moto, coming out towards the apartment, killing everyone en route. It's Exertion with a quad kill there as well. And so, yeah, that's pretty much the nightmare start. A best of one, and you're the heavy underdogs. You're full eco in the second round here. And, yeah, not really much to report going forward. This was USP's no armor, and as we all know where this is going.
There's no other way. We really enjoyed how beautiful Inferno looks. And I guess, just again, to probably set the expectations, it's fair to say any kind of really positive result here for Wings Up. Like if they can get up to double digits, if they can have a bit of an impact here, we'd be really impressed. It'd be really cool to see. Like, but it's a tough opponent.
I don't know much about this team, admittedly, but apparently they're playing with like 2 stand-ins as well. And this is MOUZ Sports at full strength. Bear in mind, it's Sydney. They didn't have Jimpphat, and he is now here. And this is a team that's looking incredibly dangerous in the last 6 months. So they're obviously they're heavy favorites here. But yeah, if Wings Up and give them a game, run for their money at times, win a few important rounds, you never know. It won't be this one, as like we said, against the USPs, it should be quite easy pickings for MOUZ Sports, only giving up 1 frag there in the form of the MAC-10, and Frozen managing to farm some cash with the SMG towards the end. But here come the rifles, Anders. Now, it's really going to set the tone. What kind of play style are we going to see? Is it going to be quite passive, slow, default CT setups, or they're going to be full send, balls to the wall, and looking to find opportunities themselves?
It's definitely the kind of stuff that we've associated with Asian Counter-Strike in the past.
I would like to see them kind of get stuck in here. I'd like to see them just kind of show some flair, something a bit unorthodox perhaps. But
I'd appreciate that too, I really would. They're grouping up on the quad side of the A-bomb side at the moment. Bit more of a traditional setup here, I suppose. Just ready to fire any flashes. That's a meaty grenade, I believe is what they say.
Legit, like max damage right there. I couldn't have hurt him more. Hit the body, landed in the head, and yeah, that's going to be them pretty much giving up banana control here. Frozen at the very top, more than willing to take some duels. A nice incendiary, I suppose, doesn't do too much for them, as MOUZ Sports, pretty standard for them as well. Couple of players towards Banana, 3 in total. Show some presence towards top middle. This is kind of denying vision right now for the CTs. You can see they've pushed back towards middle, and now top of Banana as well. So you're operating with almost no information on the CT side.
Yeah, that can really be a bit of an issue here. A little bit of a pre-fire almost there, it looked like. Or maybe just trying to get someone into the fight. He certainly did, but Gas is going to come out on top. He actually got the dink on Sue as well, so could have been even a double kill for him. But unfortunately, he does get traded. Now they're doubling up in the pit, which it could be fine. That could be a cool position to be in right here. See, Ian is up there, ready and waiting. Again, there's no railing on the exit from the apartment, so you can just kind of slide back down.
We don't really have a huge sample size to really comment on how it's affecting the games. We never get to watch Inferno right now, but interested to see how that develops. Flying is in a good position to get his second frag. He's going to find Jimpphat. It's going to be Ian that beats him to the punch, though, as we get into a man advantage here. First gun round and Wings Up. Might be able to pull this one off. 14 seconds, Anders. And yeah, this is looking pretty convincing. Just the in-game leader remaining. And Child King with a double kill towards the end there. Very nice. Good individual aim there. And a nice passive hold worked out for them.
seemed very clear in the late stage of that round towards the bomb site that MOUZ were really sure they were going to win those aim duels, and they just didn't. And that's, again, I think traditionally, historically, supposed to be one of the strengths of the region is to be able to pick up, you know, some of those aim duels. So, you know, if you're
it's just
MOUZ,
such a shame against like the Tyloo games. I know we were having fun yesterday, but where was the individual skill? Like, it felt like they just fell off the edge of a cliff.
Yeah, maybe it is because they have such a long history that it just becomes this really awkward game, but we certainly were lacking in that game. It was a little bit disappointing, to say the least.
Yeah. Well, Wings up, a good start here. Bear in mind, that was maybe a bit of a bonus round. They're up against a few residual Galils and SMGs in the mix, and, well, Frozen, we'll call that a fortunate kill. Just straight through the smoke, and nice positioning. Ian's actually got a chance to cause some damage here. Princeton's back to a 4 versus 4, but Exertion has looked very strong here in the initial stages of Inferno. Continues to find the man advantage. And the CTs are lacking utility here. We are going to have a couple of HEs, one single smoke remaining on Child King. And thankfully, he's towards Banana with the incendiary as well. So he's got enough to fend them off and buy some time here if they do want to play in towards B.
Oh, they're running in front of the Molotovs, though. That's a really smart move from Frozen, just beating the timing. He probably knew that once the Molotov was gone, there was going to be a smoke to follow it up. So he just decides to cancel all of that. And that's the round pretty much won in that kill. Frozen coming up with a little bit of a trick there.
Yeah, and it was a nice idea from Child King, but if he throws the incendiary a little bit shallower, that doesn't happen, right? He gave him a bit of a path to pull through. He only took like 2 ticks of damage. He wasn't ready for it, and like I was saying, he had another smoke. He had the incendiary. If he throws a shallower incendiary, he can throw the smoke afterwards, maybe buy some time, maybe find a single frag there to give them a fighting chance, but there'll be absolutely no chance of winning this round now, and Exertion knows it. He's on the hunt. He's on the prowl as he looks for players in towards the pit itself. Does spot one. Doesn't fancy the fight though. Realizes he's got a disadvantage there. They might as well keep their money strong. And the thing is, Anders, if you let them save 2 rifles, they'll be tempted to force buy in the next round and start sabotaging their own finances. So keeping your own money strong, letting them save a little bit is absolutely fine.
Yeah, and that's something else that we just don't know anything about yet. But you know, how are Wings Up going to feel about the economy? How much are they going to be feeling the pressure early on? I guess we'll find out. But yeah, quick adjustment for MOUZ as they did give up a round, but they kind of swing right back into it. Frozen getting the better of them on that one occasion there. But yeah, otherwise, I think they had the right idea, if nothing else. Early tactical timeout being called by Wings Up. And as we did mention yesterday, there are in fact 4 timeouts in this particular format, so they can use them early on. It's fine. Not going to be a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely true. Not the best starts, but at least got a round on the board here. Wings Up with the timeouts.
It's my first time commenting, Jimmy. I haven't.
Oh, he's great, man. Like
I obviously saw him play, but you know.
Yeah, he is
it's a bit of a revelation.
An absolute prodigy. And at Pro League, he blew our socks off. And as he was so good, leading them to the win, of course. And yeah, number 2 in the world right now. So we'll see if the absolute favourites are able to get over the line here. So far, so good on their T side. 3-1. We're back underway. We did say the money could be a bit of an issue, but they've made it work here. 5 rifles. In terms of kits, they've got one as well. And utility's not too bad. So those 2 saved M4s are a welcome addition. Thing is, now Sports, you give them a chance for a heads-up duel with those AKs. They are going to absolutely rock your world. Exertions look strong so far, but it's Gas taking down. It's actually a nice little alley-oop from Flying as well with the flashbang. They've done very well. Not the best smoke, but we'll take it.
Exertion even saw it coming. He was actually using the wall to cover himself from the flashbang, but still ended up losing the duel somehow. So that's a bit interesting. Yeah, you mentioned the smoke here being off, and you're not wrong either. Gas is obviously well aware. He's looking for it, but
yeah, that's why it's like anything working against you.
Yeah, even if you know. Let's see a flash around the corner here. They're trying to turn for it, but they're getting crunched really quick. This is not a great position to be in inside of the bomb site. Even with the double setup here on the CT side, this could be a bit of a struggle. But in the meantime, Frozen is actually opening up, and they're running the bomb back. What a call to make with 35 seconds left here. They're really trusting that Frozen is going to be able to hold on to this, because if he dies now, it could be a really awkward scenario.
Well, there is a fly on the ointment. Child King is ready and waiting. He can maybe save the day here. It all comes down to this frag. If he gets a clean one, maybe they can do something with it, Anders. Up for the 5, 14 seconds. They have to plan. Sure, will be removed from the equation for 3 or 4 seconds here. Can't deny the plan, but they have got themselves a fighting position. 2 versus 2. Bear in mind there's a kit available, but no Child King anymore. Lovely shot from Shui as we see Flying thrust into the 1 versus 2 here.
Yeah, and awkward timing there, just throwing out the flashbang, unfortunately. Torshi's going to be picking right on top of it, so... Yeah, but that really was kind of close, right? You're down to 14 seconds, you haven't really got control of the bomb site. Could have been a bit awkward there, so... Good position for Child King. I mean, he had the right understanding of what was the way back into that round after Frozen kind of opening up things on that other side. Still doesn't change the fact that it's a 4-1 scoreline here. And that, again, wasn't the best buy in the last one. They were lacking some stuff on the CT side. Now, they're all the way out. They bought some smokes just to try and buy a little bit of time. It's fine. But otherwise, they are not in a great position here.
No, that's fair enough. You make some reasonable points, Anders, for once. I feel like that's one of them.
I try.
So, not really much to report, I'm afraid. I call this one maybe even a full eco. We've got a couple of players with upgraded pistols and some Kevlar. Here's Marek, though. He does not have said Kevlar, so he's incredibly squishy on that B bomb side, but maybe Child King's hit some good shots. Can do something with this one. Jimpphat's got his number, though. Finds that opening frag, and I would suggest there's going to be a few more of those coming in towards Wings Up. Like I said, I'm not overly familiar with some of these players. Heard of a couple of them. A chance for them to prove themselves here and show that they can compete. The problem is with a best of one and this format, like we could be saying goodbye to them today because you get a 1 best of 3. If you lose that, you have to lose a bracket.
And this group is wild.
Yeah, and it's the group of death as well. We've got NIP and FaZe in this group as well, so it's going to be a very difficult battle for them throughout. But there it is, MOUZ Sports 5-1, Wings Up. Money's okay, but they don't have the full buy. They can't afford the AWP. We have no idea whether they can even bring that to the table and whether it's a kind of linchpin of their operation. But here are the opening kills. Nothing too crazy, I'm afraid. Just going through the motions. Map control, basic utility, land your shots. Jobs are good. And MOUZ Sports, yeah, they've got enough really for the rest of the half. Like 5 by their standards would be fine. I think they're going to be going for a lot more, but... It's going to be Wings Up now. Needs to start posting consecutive rounds to stand a chance there.
Yeah, I've got to strike while the iron is hot. There's no reason not to just keep it up there. It's actually, it's a wallbang shot with the smoke as well. Just shooting at the half wall and catching Frozen. That's something. That's a great start. Let's see if MOUZ are going to feel pressured or if they're still going to try and take this banana control. It looks like Sue still wants to. Doesn't want to give it up too early. So he's going to have top banana now. Forcing Wings Up a little bit further back. Smoke up, and Marek really wants to go for it. He's going to be able to win that fight. Good timing on it right as the smoke is thrown.
They take some confident duels.
Yeah.
They are not scared to go one-on-one with these players here. And it's actually working out tremendously well for them. Ian will find the 3rd kill of the round. They are yet to concede a single death up until this moment. Torji could get the quick scope here. Opts for the scope itself. Doesn't actually work out for him. Now Jimpphat, there it is, Anders. That's that pedigree we're looking for. Beautiful.
And he has the bomb as well, so he can just go straight for the bomb plant here. He is a little bit suspicious, but has a good read on the situation. He's Molotov the middle, he's smoking off that other side, and they are going to be coming through to try and get him right away. They swapped out the AWP on Ian for an AK, which is probably a great idea. And he's going to be hiding in the corner, actually. He doesn't even try and escape any further than this, so potentially could be a bit of an awkward battle coming in. Molotov not going to be touching him here. He's ready for it. The spray is good. And now it's a 1 versus 1. It just was a 1 versus 4. Almost fading it up, but the jump might betrayed him there. And Ian will take him down. Good round from Ian. 3 kills on him. And Wings Up going to be able to win the round.
Yeah, but the thing is, that was what, like, essentially a 4 versus 1. He brings it all the way down to a 1 versus 1. It wounds them significantly going forward. So, yeah, absolutely true. Did they grab the AWP? I don't think he made it. So, it's the AK-47. That's how they got the majority of their opening frags. Okay, that was a straight-up wallbang through the smoke at half wall. So, another fortunate frag, this time in the favor of Wings Up. So, we'll call it 1-1. But now they're in a lot of trouble here. They didn't recover the sniper. They're operating with 2 SMGs here. Ian can afford the silenced M4, so they should be fine for at least 3 rifles. We've got Child King on the AK-47, who seems to be playing towards... Oh, no, sorry, it's a GUI. It's above them. So the Child King has an MP9, and he's got a whole banana.
We're curious if the MP9 is going to change their playstyle. That happens to some teams, especially in a map like Inferno. You just try and get the MP9's close range. You try and just, maybe run down the bottom of banana just to try and put some pressure on. Definitely is an option. We haven't seen them try anything super crazy yet, but there's always the mid push on the CT side, even from some of the A bomb side. They haven't done anything like that yet. Maybe they just feel like it's not necessary, but it's fun to try it every once in a while. Also, because MOUZ are kind of proving that you give them the map control, they know what to do with it right now.
Well, here we go.
Banana, they're good to go.
Oh, Torji has the smoke blown open and feeling like they've got decent grounds to make their way up towards Banana. Hearing those SMGs on the other side, King, this is ambitious if he goes for another jump shot here, but there is a flashbang being set up. That was the moment I was waiting for. Shui, sort of player that can hit those, and yeah, I'm not sure that was the maneuver. A solo MP9 swinging around off the back of one flashbang, like, even with an M4, I think that would have been difficult to pull off.
Yeah, you see, it was a great flashbang, and it doesn't even make a difference because there's just so many targets out there, unfortunately. I think he hit the chicken with
does the chicken affect it? Does it actually slow the smoke down? I guess it does, because we just saw it happen.
Yeah. Okay. Something to really keep in mind, you know, leave the chickens alone.
And there's actually like a perfect little gap for gas. Flashbangs going over. It's going to be an apps pop, and there's gas and flying, so that smoke actually a bit of an issue here. Stacking towards the quad. An old school maneuver. It's one that's actually paying out for them. They actually back to a 2-on-2 though. Torji, he just seems to be reading them like a book though. 3 kills found. Actually, 4 kills found, and he's gone for the ace as well. Beautiful round from Torji. Absolutely dominates them with the AWP.
They did not need to peak all of that. They were in such a great position, but it's, you know, a little bit of a callback to that game that we saw yesterday between Tyloo and Lin Vision.
Oh, let's not have any callbacks to that game.
We don't need it.
I couldn't sleep well last night because of that.
Look at all these great kills. 3 in a row coming in. Sure, Torchi's going to be quick on that one, but now they could just slow it down. They're in a good position. It's a 3 versus 2. There's only about 35 seconds left, but they really, really want to fight him. And he has just absolutely schooled them. An ace with the AWP, Henry.
Yeah, indeed. And that was their force buy. Bear in mind with those SMGs and a couple of saved guns, but this is actually looking promising. They're going to get maybe a couple of kills out of this. 1 for now. It's flying to find Shui, but not checking the left side. It's going to be a very convincing. I can't even get a sentence out before the round's over, Anders.
They're dying too quickly, unfortunately. You're right.
Yeah, that's a real quick round. They get the 1 frag. It was an eco. It's absolutely fine, but this one already getting out of hand here. MOUZ look way too comfortable, and we've got the AWP for Ian once again. At least has Kevlar, but now Shui, he's doing one of those good plays. Like all in-game leaders should be doing this, I think. Like reading the economy, bringing out the MAC 10 when you know you've got their finances on the ropes.
Yeah.
There's only 1 helmet or 2 now, so the MAC 10 is going to be incredibly powerful in this particular sort of round.
Yeah, it's so worth it, isn't it? Gives you the mobility, you get the jump around the corner effect,
Exactly.
You find one of those players with no helmet, and they're just gone so quickly. So yeah, definitely very, very smart.
Yeah, I'd love to see in-game leaders kind of reading the economy, even when you've got enough for an AK. Sure, like, you could maybe do more damage, but you find one opening kill with jumping around the corner, going for a Molotov, just sabotaging their defense. Like, it's incredibly potent.
So hard to control. Well, in a different position, he was obviously top Banana last time with the AWP. Now he's going to be playing over towards the quad side here. Looking to see if we could find anything. Let's see, it's going to be a Molotov instead to displace him.
Okay, I was interested to see how teams are going to start deploying that Molotov towards the quad. You can't do it the same way you spin a CSGO because the walls are so much higher.
Yeah.
So it's a run and jump, bounce it, deep towards quad side. And for now, a 5-on-5, just trying to remove that CT vision once again, making sure they have nothing to worry. You see they have no information towards Banana, nothing really towards top and middle. Ian is there watching Boiler Room, but he has no idea if they're making their way towards Arch. They are operating with very little here on the wings upside, and it's going to be an apps pop. Here come the flashes, and it's going to be the M4, and there's that MAC 10 as well, and it's going to be the AWP going down quickly. They know exactly where Flying is. I think his days are numbered. He did hit something quite remarkable, and it's already round over, I'm afraid. You can't go for this one.
Yeah, and they recognize it. Good read at the very least for Wings, realizing it's not going to be worth it.
Double AWP on the T side.
Why not? You're feeling pretty good. You're about to have an 8-2 scoreline. And again, like the mobility of the MAC 10, like leaping out of apps like that.
That's what you want to do, right? And taking down the most valuable player on the other side, the AWP with no helmet. It's just kind of completely smashed into pieces. And it's another save, 8-2. Unfortunately, feels like GG after this, I'm going to say. They really are getting pummeled out there.
Yeah, which again is not super unexpected, right? Like MOUZ is such a hard-hitting team right now. I don't think there's not much to say other than that it is playing according to the script pretty much.
This is one of the world's best teams right now.
Yeah,
and they actually did pretty decent in Sydney with a stand-in as well. So yeah, the fact that they're going to be super hungry to prove themselves to the full lineup, their first real showing in CS2 on LAN. Yeah, they've got an open runway here, just to kind of guarantee this opening victory, as maybe a tactical timeout is in order for Wings Up. They do have a bye once again, riding the coattails of that maximum loss bonus, of course. They've got the fuse kit, they've got utility. Ian no longer has the sniper rifle, unfortunately, here, and Shui does give up that secondary AWP and goes for the silencer for himself.
Very curious to hear what the players are going to be saying after the game in terms of how the patch feels, because we're going to have a live reaction, presumably. Nice grenades and a good push behind it. Look at that, 2 for 1. The double nade setup just absolutely demolishing MOUZ, but unfortunately, they keep on the aggression once again, and it's not necessary. That's going to open up the B bomb side.
Point. Like the fact you've got the man advantage, right? Like you've made it very difficult for them to commit towards banana, but they keep just overpeaking these sort of situations. Now, like how do you hold this bomb site if you're gassed? You've got nothing. He has a couple of flashes. His teammates rotating in shore, but the damage has been done. Thankfully, MOUZ have been very tentative with their approach. That smoke's not great. Yeah, Gas will do well to get one, but yeah, they completely fumbled the smoke and giving MOUZ a real opportunity now to make their way in towards the B side. 2-on-2 at least. Round's not over. They've got a flash and an incendiary for flying. Ian is pretty far removed. Tucked in towards the underpass at the bottom of the middle.
Oh, told you. He hardly even stops when he's taking that shot.
They don't seem to wait for each other on this squad. Don't. Like, it's lots of like solo interactions before your teammate even arrives. Like, I assume Ian maybe for a flashbang over the top or something like that, but yeah, they didn't really seem to work in tandem as Torgy and co absolutely mow them down once again. A couple of fumbled smokes on the CT side we've seen now, just giving them prime gaps on the T side to take them down with the AWPs. It's final round of the first half. It feels like we're going for about 5 minutes here.
To be honest, it's probably like a bit of an eye-opening experience for Wings Up too, because if you're used to playing regionally in a space where you can do that, like you can go for more of the one, you know, like I'm alone, but I'm going to try and take the fight. Maybe I'll get a double kill myself. It's going to be great. It's very different if you're suddenly up against a team where...
A team that's got all the protocols in place for trade potential. You can't get away with it. Yeah.
You just can't.
This is the only round that really worked for them. The quad boost. They seem to make this look quite easy for themselves, but the thing is, once you've deployed it once, it's commonly pre-fired in the following rounds. So you can also get wall-banged as well. So trying to take as much aggro as they can from that boosted player. It's 4 of them towards middle, but Shui just making light work of the initial frag here. So do they pre-fire the quad position? They have enough players there to justify a decent fight here, and here we go. It's going to be Gas to open things up. But the thing is, I think they've spotted the boosted player now, so he needs to get the hell out of there.
It also reveals that there's a bunch of people here, so they might just say, all right, fine, we'll just go towards the sole AWP player at the B bomb side. If they know all 3 people are there, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, and that smoke he's thrown again doesn't do anything to protect himself. There's gaps in it. He's wasted his smoke, essentially. And now the orb is pretty far removed, and Torgy's got such a prime position, and just like to find multiple kills. Like, he's absolutely destroying them out there. Oh, there it is, through the smoke. Fighting chance in the 3-on-3. Bear in mind, Ian is low. And in terms of kits, and there's nothing. And a couple of flashbangs, I think they have to go for it. Well, it's the last round.
They definitely do.
It's my own thing. I stated that.
You are not wrong. Torgy ends the first half at 14-3, by the way. One of them, obviously, you know, he had the ace and everything. So we'll see. They're trying to break their way through, but instant kills are coming in. Ian very low on health already. He's going to go down. A very, very powerful first half scoreline here for MOUZ. As we kind of did expect was going to happen, but, you know, MOUZ living up to the hype a little bit, I suppose. A 10-2 lead for them.
Anyone who's not aware as well, from what I gather, Wings Up are playing with 2 stand-ins. So they were already on the back foot coming into this matchup. So, yeah, I'm not sure what we were expecting. This is probably par for the course, so all things considered. 10-2, really couldn't ask for much more here from MOUZ Sports. Win the pistol, it is literally GG. So we'll see, though. If they can find maybe win the pistol themselves, Wings Up, and they get up to like 5-6 rounds, I think that's mission accomplished. I just have a good showing in terms of win some important clutches, like see if you can apply some pressure here, make them look uncomfortable at times. That's what we're looking for now.
There isn't much else to say. I mean, like we've covered everything already, so
exactly.
I mean, you have to say wait and see how it plays out. Yeah, I think this is again what I was really hoping for, and I guess the same I was really hoping for with Linvision and Tyler was to see, you know, so a little bit more individual stuff, right? And it just promised when you're getting beat this hard in an MR12 format, you might not even have many rounds or even any space to really get yourself warmed up. Like, you're just showing up and it's just boom, it's over in no time flat. So Hopefully Wings. It'll be cool to see them win the pistol, just to get a sense of how what they're like individually. I'd appreciate that.
Let's give them a fighting chance in this pistol then. Ladies and gents, second half, Wings up with a smoke and a couple of flashes. Any upgraded pistols in the mix? I don't think so. Kevlar otherwise, and here's the flashbang. Note this one down. Very meta flashbang towards Banana, using that red sign. And they're not going to need it. Didn't think they actually... Oh, a decoy. And bear in mind, decoys have been adjusted now, Anders. They actually interact with smokes. Not to a massive effect, but...
I love it.
Just to note, I'm a big decoy fan myself. Speaking of meta flashes, that's the God flash as well being set up. And they're just going to go for the contact play. The thing is, Frozen going to smoke them out. They've got the Julies to deal with up top. And sometimes they get a little bit out of hand. Now, P2000's going to have to do God's work here. And it's Frozen delivering the goods. A couple of kills. Keeps the round competitive here. 3 versus 3, but advantage Wings up.
And it looked like Frozen didn't even see one of those two players that he shot, maybe just through the smoke. So that might have been a little bit fortunate. We'll see how the retake's going to be. So he's up first. Merrick is here, missing a couple of the Glock shots, and a bullet to his head will end him. They spotted out gas back here. Oh, he could have just stayed tucked in, but he wanted to take a peek. He'd already been found out. Leaves flying on his own in a 1 versus 3 to try and hold on to this one and really give themselves any chance to have their mark on the second half. But Jimpphat's going to be taking him down, and instead... It's a strong start for MOUZ.
It's a pretty convincing retake. They got the bomb planted. We always say that's a minor victory in itself. You can bring out the Galils, which they certainly will in the next round here. It's 11-2. They're 1 away from that point. And unfortunately, there's not much to speculate anymore. This is MOUZ Sports on cruise control, as we will see them go with a massive lead into the second half. And it was a decent opening here. Like I said, they had the advantage at 1 point, but it's just the individual form is shining through. Frozen did more than enough there, kept it to a 3 versus 3, and they just retake in a very, very convincing manner here.
I think, again, it's another element of the same sort of symptom we were talking about earlier with gas back there. Probably regionally, the teams they're used to playing, he could take that peak and it'd be fine. Maybe they're not quite looking. Maybe they're not going to be hitting the shot quite as quickly. But at this level, a little bit of impatience and you're just getting blown up. And if he's stuck back there, even if they know that he's there, it's just time that MOUZ have to waste, running back there to find him. Maybe they can't get a defuse easily, but you can tell that Wings they're just not experienced at that kind of pushback.
Hey, I would say more often than not, most teams win this second round forced by the T side. I haven't got a ton of info on Inferno because it's just never played anymore for some reason. We've commentated a lot of CS2 in the last couple of weeks, and it just seems to be a bit of an anomaly that Inferno is brought through to the map pool. But we're going to see Galils, as mentioned, a Tech 9 for Marek. It goes without saying, ladies and gents, they need this round. Best of 1. You could go down to the lower bracket. You'll play against one of the other losers today. But tournament life on the line. If you give this best of 1 up, it has to be nothing but wins going forward. Otherwise, you go out on day 1. This is the start of Group B on day 2 here at CAC 2023. So,
Group of death.
It is the group of death. That's more than fair.
Just hiding inside of the smoke there. So waiting. Not going to find anyone yet. Smoke's going to be, just as it clears. What a flashbang to set it up. That's a cool little trick. He's trying to get it back. They line up for him. Oh, no. They had the opening, but instead it's the quad kill to swing it back. And he's looking for one more ace. He's already had one of them, Henry. Could he line up a second in the game? I think Flying is going to maybe deny it for him by running the other way.
He's going to have like a 2.0 rating after this game.
Why not?
If they keep this clean enough and they win up 13-2, yeah, he's going to have an unbelievable rating. Should be a done deal on the round, and it will be Frozen to close things out there. Map points, I'm afraid, as Wings up. Are surely done for now. That was the force buy. Traditionally, you take the eco here, but of course, for the map point, you're just going to have to buy. They'll probably use the timeout. I guess why not? They've used the majority of them so far. But yeah, opening frag found. Nice little flashbang there. But Torch, absolutely dominates them here. Huge spray down as he shows he can do it all. Not just a sniper, it seems. As, like I said, they have to force buy. It'll be 3 pistols, make it 4, and a Galil for Flying. Should be the end of it, but it never is. Whenever I say this is probably the end, they'll always find a 1D. There'll always be something mental that happens. So probably a few more rounds to go here, but let's find out.
Again, I kind of hope so. I feel like they've just had so little space to try and show themselves at all.
If you're just joining us, hoping if the action will pick up after this one, it's FaZe versus NIP next.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, it's coming up at 7:30.
Early risers getting up in the morning, trying to catch the games. We've got that coming up, it's true. All right, Surgeon coming up with a good couple of kills here as well. It's Child King going down. Unfortunately, the Frozen leaving Ian on his own. 1 versus 3, and he gets run down by Torshi. So he does end up with a ridiculous scoreline. It was a 21-3 at the end, I believe.
That is the fastest game of Counter-Strike I have ever commentated. I'm happy to put my reputation on the line there because it felt like we were in that server for 15 minutes.
That's probably true. We might actually have the record, Henry, now.
Yeah.
Which is weird. We're covering both ends of the spectrum. Normally